Women across the world experience a natural transition that is often misunderstood, under-discussed, and sometimes endure in silence: menopause. Today's on Women's World, we will shine a light on the struggles, the science, and the solution. Hello and welcome to Women's World on Global Television. I am Kike Lomo Okere, and with me is my vibrant anchor, Anita Patrick and Priscilla Obasi.
Always a delight to be here.
Always a pleasure to be here to talk on the issues about women.
Yeah, you're welcome. Today we are focusing on critical stage in every woman's life, menopause, a transition that comes with physical, emotional, and psychological changes that can deeply affect well-being, relationship, and productivity. For many women, this phase is confusing, overwhelming, and sometimes frightening, likely because of limited information and social stigma.
Thank you, Kike Lomo. Menopause is not just an illness, but the challenges women face during this period are very real, from hot flashes and sleep disturbances to mood swings, anxiety, and long-term health risks. Women need support, not silence.
Absolutely, Anita. And that's why today's conversation matters. We're not just talking about the symptoms, we're talking about solutions, about lifestyle changes, and empowerment through knowledge.
And today, joining us in the studio is a distinguished medical professional, a public health advocate, Dr. Albert Amara. Good afternoon, man.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome on the show.
It's
good to see you.
Thank you so much. You look great, by the way.
Dr. Amara is a medical doctor and a public health expert, Harvard trained in improving healthcare quality. She is the founder of Medic Health Limited and a pioneer in health education and integrative medicine with over 2 decades of experience. She's also the founder and functional medical advisor, the Health Nation, a global health community with members across different parts of the world, dedicated to preventive and lifestyle medicine. Doctor, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome, ma.
All right.
It's been a pleasure seeing you, ma. Doctor, let's start like this. What is the basic with menopause? What exactly do we need to know about menopause?
Thank you so very much for having me here today. I'm so excited because I know that by the time we are done with this, a lot of things will change. A lot of women will be liberated. A lot of them will be so excited.
Yeah.
Because the knowledge they are going to get as a result of this is going to empower them to know that menopause is not something bad. It's a transition. It's a stage in a woman's life that is preparing her to get to the main thing about her. You know, when you talk about menopause, women, they are naturally hormone beings, if I can put it that way.
Okay.
A lot of hormone is working up in a woman's life when one gets to the age of puberty, when she starts getting to her reproductive age. You know, what mothers will normally say, they will tell you, oh, my daughter, you are growing. If any man touches you, you are going to be pregnant. She might not tell you the details, or you know, you think that it's just when a man touches you that you be pregnant, so you be so careful then. But the point is that that's when, because when any woman is born as a child, all the eggs that the child is going to yield throughout the lifetime of that child is already in the child, in the ovary of that child. But these eggs, they are immature. It's when the child gets to that age of puberty, that's why every month she goes through what we call a period, when she will menstruate. And what is happening at that time is that the eggs are now getting ready for fertilization to happen. So they're waiting for a sperm to fertilize them. So that's how the egg will now come from the ovary to the fallopian tube. And then there are some hormones that are involved. You have the estrogen, you have the progesterone, you have the testosterone. But estrogen plays a major role when it comes to ovulation. But when it comes to preparing the uterus for that implantation to take place, is the progesterone. So as the egg is coming out from the ovary, through the fallopian tube, the body is already preparing the uterus to carry a baby.
Great.
But if after that month nothing happens, as in there was no intercourse or there was no fertilization, the womb will start weeping. We call it the weeping womb.
Okay.
That means that the person is now seeing blood.
Okay.
That's the menstruation, that's the period.
Okay.
Good. So after that month, if nothing happens, the womb will cry, the body will clean it up again, then the cycle continues. That is period.
Okay.
But there will be a stage in the baby's, in the child's life that the ovaries will now start shrinking and the eggs will start reducing. By the time the lady gets to the age of 40, what the baby had left by about 10% of all the eggs that the person came with.
Wow.
Because it's only one of them that will be fertilized. So every month, a lot will be trying to, develop and come, waiting for fertilization to take place. So, but the point is that when you talk about menopause is actually a day in a woman's life.
Did you say a day?
Yes, it's a day in a woman's life.
Okay.
It's a 12 consecutive months of cessation of period.
Okay.
So when people have issues, it's not the menopause itself. It might be the premenopause. What happened before the person gets to that age?
Okay.
And it's not something that is cast on a stone. It depends on the individual. Some people, they'll start experiencing it from let's say 7 to 10 years before they now get into the menopause.
Okay.
Menopause is about, let's say, when the person is about 51 years, or maybe a range of 50 to 55.
Okay.
Yes, so the average is about 51, depending on the individual. But when it comes to health, it's highly personalized. What is working for this person might not be what is working for this other person. And the way something is affecting this person might differ from the way it affects this other person. So that premenopausal stage is the stage that the ovaries are now shrinking, they're reducing, the eggs are now reducing, the ovaries are shrinking, and the hormones that are involved are also being reduced.
The premenopausal stage from which?
From number 7 to 10 years to the menopause.
About 40 years, when the woman is already 40.
Yes. Some people in their late 30s, some in their early 40s.
Okay.
That's when it starts. So like I said, it depends on the individual. It's not something that is cast on its own.
Okay.
So but the estrogen that is involved is also involved in so many other things in the body. In so many other neurotransmitters in the body. Neurotransmitters are chemicals that the brain sends information from the brain to other parts of the body, and from other parts of the body to the brain. So there are a lot of them, like the serotonin, which we all know. I'm sure you know serotonin, the happy molecule. That's what regulates your mood, makes you happy. The GABA. These are the dopamine. These are the things that makes you high. These are the things that make you to want to perform, to want to achieve. These are the things that will make you to be resilient, to really get the result. These are the hormones. But they are all, the estrogen affects them.
Okay.
So when the estrogen is now reducing, you discover that their effect will also be reduced.
Of course, the other effects comes to play out.
Yeah.
So the estrogen reduces at 40, like
Late 30s,
And into your
early
40s.
40s,
Okay.
mid 40s,
Okay.
And then
depending on the individual.
And that has
But
to do with
that's when the person is not, maybe this month you see your menses, next month you might not see it, it becomes irregular.
Okay.
Do you understand? So as it's now happening, it means that this thing is about closing up. This thing is about closing up. Before the person gets to the menopause. So menopause is a day.
Okay.
Okay. Can we say that the menopause is where the eggs have finished?
God bless you.
Exactly.
You can put it that way.
Okay.
No more
Eggs.
Eggs.
No more
ovulation, no more menses. The eggs are not there. And again, the estrogen is not being produced because it's the ovary that produces it as well.
And when there's no...
And when there's no
Menopause, estrogen stops being produced.
Yes, but that's not the only thing that produces estrogen in the body. It's not only the ovary that produces estrogen in the body.
What else, please?
We have a supraadrenal gland. There's a gland that's on top of your kidney.
Okay.
They also produces estrogen. Even the fat cells, they also produce estrogen. But what they produce is a different type of estrogen.
So what kind of estrogen are you talking about now?
The estrogen that the body produces when it comes to reproductive age, yes. But when that thing is gone, this other part of the body, they can pick up.
Okay.
They can pick up. And when you're talking about menopause, it's not only reduction in the sex hormone, like the estrogen, the progesterone I mentioned, and then the testosterone. It also affects the person's metabolism.
Okay.
It also affects the person's neurotransmitters, like the chemicals I mentioned,
Okay.
that estrogen influences a lot.
Okay.
It also affects the way the body relates to certain key nutrients in the body.
Okay.
So it's not only about the sex hormone, because this estrogen has receptors in the brain, it's involved in the bone formation, it's involved in the smoothness of your skin,
Okay.
it's involved in so many things. So that's why people have the symptoms they have when they are passing through this stage. So it depends on the individual. Like what I say is that, it depends on how metabolically healthy someone is.
And what contributes to that health, your metabolic health? Is it the way you eat? Is it the kind of things is this basically what you take in?
When we talk about metabolism,
So let's break it in stages.
two things come to play. You have the catabolism and the anabolism.
Okay.
When you eat food, there's something in that food that the body needs to produce what the body needs.
Exactly.
Let me put it this way. If you're taking egg, egg is a protein. But the body don't need that protein in that form.
Okay.
The body has to break the egg into tiny bits we call amino acid.
Okay.
So the body will now use this amino acid to build what it wants, its own kind of protein. And the kind of protein of this amino acid are just like the hormone I mentioned, the enzymes. These are the kind of protein the body needs. They don't need the egg. But they need the amino acid in the egg for them to build its own protein.
Okay.
So when you talk about metabolism, it's that process of breaking down the food, getting what you need from the food, and the body using it to produce what the body needs. And the ones the body don't need, the body will excrete them.
Okay.
So if there's any problem with the building or the catabolism, if there's any problem with the catabolism, is a problem. Or any problem with the anabolism, or if there's any problem with the excretion. That's what I mean. If the person is not metabolically healthy, that's how the way the person will respond and the kind of symptoms the person will be experiencing will be different from what another person will experience. My joy in this thing that you people are doing in terms of educating people, giving people the needed knowledge, is that when they know, when they start getting to the age of 30, they will start aligning themselves right.
Of course.
Eating well.
They'll start eating well,
Exercising.
eating the right food. Maybe we'll go into that.
We'll get
We'll
into
talk
all
about- we'll get
that.
into all that. They start doing a lot of things, the lifestyle changes, the knowledge, the needed knowledge for them to align themselves properly. Someone was asking me the other time, say, do you mean that we should start teaching our children this? I say you should teach them because they already know a lot.
It's the mind.
They know a lot. There are so many things they know that you don't know.
That's
but we
true.
have to start teaching them the right thing. Because our mothers, they say that's the only thing they told us. But they didn't tell us that there will be a time in your life that thing will cease.
Yes.
I also want to say something. Maybe why they didn't tell us is that they did not experience they didn't have the kind of experiences that people are having these days.
Exactly.
Because I believe
And
they
the
ate
right- the
healthy.
right-
They ate healthier.
And the right knowledge as well, because just like you mentioned, the body system differs. People react differently. And our mothers taught us basically, then somebody touches you, and that's where it ends. There's a lot of face to womanhood where we're not told that you need to prepare your mind for. And they gotten into getting intimate very early, and they didn't have the knowledge as well. So they were also learning in their process where they got into that stage. So I think that's where the information, there was no advocacy, there was no enlightenment. They just struggled through the phase. That brings me to asking you basically, why do women really struggle during this phase? Because we're also looking at the way of enlightenment. That's the reason why we have you. But you as a medical expert, why do women really struggle through this phase of menopause?
Just like what you said, number one is knowledge, health education. It's not medical education. Because you don't need to be maybe like a cardiologist to know the workings of your body.
Okay.
You have to understand how your heart works. You have to understand your body as an individual. Because studies have already said that for one to live in health and wellness is 80% dependent on what the person does.
Okay.
20% is by medical care, by healthcare professionals.
Exactly.
So you have to know. Because when you know, you'll be able to even help the doctor that you're going to see.
So you know how to work with
Yes, you're giving the doctor the right information that the doctor is going to use to help you. But if you don't know the right thing to tell the doctor is not living in your house. She doesn't even understand what you do around you. But you're the one to tell the doctor, this is it. And the doctor will say, oh, wow, okay, let's do this, let's do that. And how's that going to help you? But if you don't have anything to give, if 80% is dependent, I don't know anything. It does,
Well, I want to comment on what you're saying because it's very important.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the doctors we have these days, but a lot of times doctors don't even want you to know. Like
No.
you come to them and you show them you have a little knowledge about what you're going through, and some of they are on the edge. You know, they feel like, well, how do you know? Are you a doctor? Do you understand? So a lot of people just want to shrink when they see doctors, or maybe because of that, you don't feel like it's my responsibility to know my body. It's my responsibility. You just have to figure out everything for me. So what would you say? That is just away from, that's just directed towards doctors.
You don't need to shrink.
Okay.
It's a life. You have to be well informed. You have to ask questions.
Okay.
But not just, but intelligent questions. That's where the knowledge comes. Because if you know what to ask, you're able to ask the doctor.
Okay.
And there's no way you will ask a doctor intelligent question and you are polite in your asking that the doctor will not give you what you need.
Okay.
But when you want to I know it more than you, you will get, the flash.
You get the
When you
back-
when you get the flash, because I've seen people with hot flashes. I've seen people with hot flashes, and I know how they struggle with that phase. That's one of the reasons why I asked why women tend to struggle with that phase. It's a whole lot. I've seen one who had to deal with cold because of this. It comes in, like I said, different forms, and you see them profusely sweating. You see the ones that cannot even handle entering cold places, and you see where I had an encounter with a much older person who had that hot flashes, and at some point I got confused on what to do to help.
Just like what I said, that the estrogen has a lot of receptors in almost all the organs of the body. That's what they call the hypothalamus. It's at the base of the brain. That's what controls temperature.
Okay.
So estrogen that helps in that control is not there anymore in that balance. So the person might be having the regulation of the temperature might now start differing. Okay. So, but the point is this: menopause is an amazing transition. There's something I want people to understand and appreciate. There are 3 major things or 3 stages in a woman's life.
Okay.
That the brain cells, the neurons, they change. When the child is getting to puberty, it's at the stage that the child is now trying to it's no longer mommy pushing me to do this.
Okay.
I have to understand myself. That's why the mother will now start teaching the child. You are growing, you are going into reproductive age. So a lot of things, some people, they might find it very difficult to handle that part.
Okay.
There are some children, they will say, oh, this is unfair. Why will blood be coming out of my body every month? This is unfair. Why some will be looking forward to it?
Yes.
Because they have friends, they've started seeing
Yes,
their own, and they
eager.
talk. As they're talking, if you have not started, as they're coming close, they say, please close your mouth. She has not started seeing her own. And you want to belong to that group. So you're looking for, looking up as when will it be? When will it be?
Okay.
And that's what we want to get. We want to get to that level where women will also be longing to get to the menopausal stage.
Okay.
Because if they understand that, it's still the same process. So after that puberty, the woman, another stage is postpartum.
Postpartum.
You just had a baby. You're no longer, it's me. It's me. You have a child to take care of. So there's a change. The neural connections, the brain connections, everything will be changing. And as it's changing, you now know that there's somebody you have to be responsible for.
Okay.
There's a being. Somebody that a human as in came out of you. And you are now the person that is responsible. Because children, they are a gift of trust. They came to you because God knows that you can take care of them. So at that stage, a lot will be changing about you. Oh my God, I'm now a mother. I have to take care of this baby. These are all the things that happen in the brain. Remember, I said that it's not only sex hormone that is changing at these stages of the woman's life. The neurotransmitters, the chemicals that the brain used to transmit information from one part of the body to another, they are also changing. they are also changing. The metabolism, they are also changing. And the way the body relates to some nutrients, their key nutrients of it, they are also changing. But see what happened. After that postpartum, the next one is now menopause, post-menopause.
I would like to ask, is there any way postpartum affect menopause? The woman's reproduction phase of life, is there any effect it has with, on her menopausal stage?
Yes. Some women that have issues with menses,
Okay.
when they see their menses, they're having pain, they're thick, they're this, that. Most times, it carries on. You find out that the way they pass through that perimenopausal is not always, they don't really find it easy. They struggle a lot. Okay. And it's because of what I want to say about that metabolism too. Like today, there's what we call insulin resistance. But I'm coming to that. I just want to finish the stage.
Okay.
The stages I was trying to explain to you.
Okay.
Then the third one is that menopause, the post-menopause. At that stage, do you know what is happening to you as a person that is going through that stage? The person is going into what we call crown. At this stage, because if you look at the animal kingdom, it's only human being, the female counterpart. Because in animal kingdom, most animals, when the female counterpart, they are done with their reproductive age, they will die. But it's not with human beings.
It's not with human beings, that's true.
So there's a purpose. There's a reason. The menopause is not just to punish you. No, God is kind. He's so loving. My definition of the body, I define the body as the most amazing, intelligent, complex biological machine. And the body is fashioned to heal itself, to renew, to rejuvenate.
That's true.
And the body is so forgiving, just like our God.
Amazing theory.
If anyone is sick, your sick means that you have broken one of the laws of health. The moment you identify what you've done wrong and correct it, the body will, oh my God. You will bounce back.
Yes.
That's why there's some people that have this, you have 5 years to live. They will outlive the 5 years. Isn't the person that gave them that negative prophecy? The person will even die before them. The body is amazing. If you didn't get anything and then just get it, it's an amazing biological machine that can change, heal, do all manner of things. So at that postpartum age, there's a neural change as well. At this stage is now, you're not changing to become you, to look inward. Because all these women, they're the ones that will remember everybody's birthday. They're the ones that will do everything in the house. They're the ones that remember, they have not paid school fees. They will always remember, they're always serving. But at that stage, it's not for you to look inward and discover your uniqueness. Do you know, there was this 38-year-old, she said, I am not longing to go to menopause. I want to, in fact, I am ready. I want to get to that stage with that knowledge. So you're not looking inward, and that's when at that stage, if you pass that stage, you find that you are being prepared. You're being prepared to the leadership stage. Because that's when the attributes, all that you have will not start coming in. That's why I want our men to also understand this. Because when a woman is going through this process and a man understands that this is what is happening to you, you feel like you will just slide you breeze through it without any problems.
Yes.
And that's when so many attributes you have, the man will even be helping you. Oh, you can do this, honey, you can do this, honey. So you just bring it. And the kind of communication and relationship the person is interested in is not deep communication. So that's why I tell people that are married, let your relationship with your husband, let it not be with the children alone. Because at that stage, they are all going back to school. Some of them are getting married. So you're not stuck with a stranger. You can't even have that deep conversation. That deep yearning, you will not get there. That thing that makes you who you are, the crown, so they can now stand and start teaching others. Do you know, in some communities, in some cultures, they celebrate menopause.
Wow.
They celebrate post-menopause.
It looks like there's a revival happening in this place.
Okay, so I like the fact that this has actually played out, and women actually usually their complaints are usually dismissed, and you ask reasons why their complaints are being dismissed. Why does this really happen? Just like you mentioned, if you have a man who understands, or have the men understand the process or the process, I like that because I've seen that play out. I've seen people who understand their women and love to carry them through the process. But in a general term, how do we tell people to be able to understand women going through that phase so they can help them, because the psychological thing that needs a lot of love, care,
and
attention.
not just
How
from
do you
only
advocate
men,
for that?
even from other women.
Other
Because,
women
I
as
mean,
well.
it's a society, it's a community.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are in that space where there's only a woman around you.
Yeah.
And they might not be able to understand.
And
it.
so, that's what you people are doing. That's why I'm happy. Maybe you come and say, wow, I would love to come here. So, because what you're doing, they're now educating people and teaching them that, look, this is not something to be afraid of. Because of the fear, people have seen their aunties, they see their colleagues in the office, they pass through this and they don't like the experiences. So them, they have already, maybe they're getting to 35, 38, they've started, oh my God, I don't want to experience this. So they're looking forward to that. And that's why they have those experiences. Those experiences they don't like, that's why they have the experiences. Because it's something that we are looking forward to. Because there's something about the mind. The mind is an intangible spiritual entity. Meaning that if I open you up, there's no part of your body called the mind. But whatever a man doeth, he will first of all do it in his mind. And the machinery of the mind is the brain. Just like now, maybe you are going to the farm and you saw a lion. You saw a lion. But your mind interpreted danger. So, and the mind will now tell the brain, we are in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah.
The brain will now be getting ready, all the glucose, all the energy in your body, actually to either to either run or to fight the lion.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. The mindset is important. And whoever controls your education, that person controls you. So like now that people are putting this thing out there for people to know that menopause is not a taboo. It's not a punishment. It's getting you to your most powerful you. It's just that the estrogen is reducing. And because it's reducing, God is kind. He can't just want you to suffer. No. The reduction of the estrogen, the pruning of the neuron cells, of the neurons, of the nerves, of the brain cells, is to prepare the ones that you need. Is to prepare the new ones that is going to take you to that crown. That is going to take you to that grand. Like I said, that in some culture, it's being celebrated. Even in some communities, if anything is so happening in the community amongst the men, at times they will carry it to the women. It's the way they'll come and settle the matter. Because if you understand, and if you have this mindset and know that this is exactly what is happening at this stage, it will change a lot in our community.
Okay, I have two questions. The first is family planning. Does it affect menopause? Because there are family plannings that you take and your period stops flowing for that season. So what happens to a woman, that phase where she's no longer menstruating? Because there are times over years, because of family planning, you don't menstruate. Does it prolong your menopause? And number two, women that start
Prolong or
does it make it
preempt it as in come earlier than
no, it can't come earlier because
So what you're saying about that one is that
what happens
that one is a medical menopause. It's not a natural.
It's not a natural.
So what happens to your egg during that season when you're having a family plan and not menstruating? Is it that the eggs are still there? Are they shedding somewhere else?
No, they are, but it depends on the family planning.
Okay.
Some of them is that they will make sure that the sperm do not climb.
Yes.
They did not migrate, let me use that word. The sperm cells, they make sure that they don't migrate to go and fertilize. So we stop that fertilization. Even if you fertilize, so we stop that implantation. So there are different types
There
of
are some that you don't get to see your menses for as long as.
That's
like
like
1 year, 2 years.
After a while, it will not come back.
No, sometimes it doesn't come out till you stop it.
Till you stop.
Yes.
do you know,
Yes.
like I tell people, I don't know, did you do chemistry in school?
Yeah.
You know titration?
Yes.
You're giving someone hormone blindly. Personally, it's not something I like to go for. As in that blind, that kind of contraception you want to give someone. You are doing a hormonal, you are trying to tamper with the way the nature does its own thing. Because I discovered something that, let me just give you an example of something that I can also relate with.
Okay.
Someone is coughing. Why are you coughing? Symptoms that people have is a way of the body telling you that there's a problem.
Exactly.
That is not the problem, but there's a way the body is telling you that there's a problem.
There's a problem.
You might be coughing. It's because there's an irritation. There's something irritating your respiratory tract. So the cough is a way of trying to
Send a
expel
message.
it. but you're not taking something to suppress it. Are you getting that point?
Yeah.
So that's the angle, because like what we are taught in medical school, medicine is amazing when it comes to infectious diseases. Someone is having malaria, you know that is the parasite, and when you give the anti-malaria, the parasite will go. Someone is having, maybe there's an accident, an emergency, of course, you go to the hospital, that medicine does, is a miracle from God. But when it comes to chronic health condition, like what we call the modern medicine, what we practice in our country and even in some Western world, they're now still using the drug and the surgery to suppress the symptom of the patient.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. Maybe someone is having high blood pressure. They're giving the person antihypertensive drug. The blood pressure will come down. The moment the person stops taking the blood pressure, antihypertensive drug, blood pressure start going up. Meaning that the blood pressure going up is not the problem. It's an adaptive measure. There's something that's making the blood pressure to go up.
To go up.
So that's what I'm interested in. What is that thing? At the moment you find out what that thing is and eliminate it, the person will be, it's amazing. The body is awesome. That's the word. And can you imagine this thing I'm sharing you about menopause? It's inspiring. It's like, wow. You know, the more I study about menopause, the more engulfed I become. The more I study about menopause, the more I fall in love with God again and again. I'm post-menopause.
Wow.
I'm post-menopause.
I was not saying that because and the fact that you're enjoying the conversation, it shows that you've been through the phase.
You've been through the phase,
You're
yeah.
trying to make people see that it's not something to be panicking about or to, because like what we're putting across is the struggles. A lot of women just seem to hide it. I don't.
You're watching Women's World on Global Television, and today we are having an honest and enlightening conversation on navigating menopause, understanding the struggles, breaking the silence. We've begun unpacking what menopause truly means, why so many women struggle in silence, and how misinformation and stigma continue to shape this experience. When we return, we will dive deeper into psychological talk, lifestyle solution, and practical steps women can take to regain control of their health and well-being during this transition. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us on Women's World on Global Television. If you're just watching today, episode is focused on navigating menopause, understanding the struggles, breaking the silence, a critical conversation affecting women across generations. Before the break, we explored the fundamental of menopause and why its impact is often misunderstood or dismissed. Stay with us is our guest, Dr. Albert Amara, a medical doctor and public health who has been sharing value insights on the physical, emotional, and psychological reality of menopause. As we continue, we will be looking at lifestyle intervention, preventive care, and empowering solutions that can help women not just cope, but thriving through this phase of life. Stay with us as the conversation continues.
Okay, so I'd like to continue the conversation with my question. I'm asking because I have experienced it. There's a time I did the family planning. I didn't see my period for almost 2 years. 2 good years. I had to take it off before my period came back. I've seen a woman that says 8 good years she didn't see her period because of a kind of family planning.
Exactly.
So I'm curious, what happens with the body at that phase? Because you don't see any blood. Do you understand? What is going on? Is that you're preserving your egg for the later?
It depends on the kind of family planning you did, just like what I said earlier. It depends on what is there.
Okay.
Whether it's something that is stopping ovulation or menstruation, or depending on the stage, because there are phases in the cycle. Yes, it depends on the particular the particular family planning that you did. That will determine the kind of effect the person will be having. There are some. They will still be seeing their menses, but they'll be having other symptoms.
Yes.
So just like that of like stopping the body from doing what the body is supposed to do. So people react to it differently. Like I say, there's no two persons.
So what's going on in the body?
In the body at that particular time. What's happening to the eggs?
I want to be asking the questions like now.
I just want to know because I've experienced it.
Okay, so
what happens to the eggs that period?
So I like the fact that she's here. Let her give us the breakdown. You might not necessarily be saving it for the future, because some people, you might not see your menses, but you're still ovulating.
Exactly.
Okay.
Do you understand? You ovulate, but you don't menstruate.
Okay.
So depending on the hormone, remember I told you that estrogen is the one for egg, while the progesterone is the one that prepares the uterus for implantation.
Okay.
Do you get? So maybe
You said that the uterus was blocked.
not necessarily. They are stopping that inflammation from happening, depending on the hormone. Because the family planning is a hormonal thing that they also did. They manipulated some hormones so that they will not do certain things. Like some people, their own is that there's a cessation, but you're ovulating. But you're ovulating. But some people, it might not be cessation. It might just be this egg should not travel. They will make it uncomfortable for the egg to travel and go and meet the sperm to travel to go and meet the eggs. So depending on the particular family planning that the person did. But
Are you sure that season the eggs are still shed?
Definitely. Some people ovulate, but they don't menstruate.
So ovulation still sheds your egg.
Yes, ovulation is the release of the egg now, preparing the egg to get to the fallopian tube, so that the sperm that is coming from the
implant.
So if there's no sperm, the sperm is prevented from getting to the egg just disappears.
It will die.
It will die.
Yes, and remember, the blood you're seeing is because the progesterone is preparing the uterus, getting it ready for, because it has to prepare the baby to come. But no baby, nothing happened now. So that's why the person will now start shedding. We call it the weeping womb. The womb is weeping because nothing entered me this month to start crying.
So during the womb doesn't weep during that season.
Take again.
During that family planning phase, the womb doesn't weep again.
Because they made it not to prepare.
Not to prepare itself.
They didn't prepare because they say, don't prepare. Because you're not expecting anything.
That's the one you're being expectant, and then you don't get anything in return for that. But let's look at that phase. How offices, families, and communities can create a more supportive environment. Because that's what earlier I was asking for women to navigate through the menopause phases. Because, like I said, I understand this. I've seen where someone did a similar thing, just like Priscilla was trying to explain, of the family planning, and the person was putting a lot of weight. And there's another person who had a different method that had to clip the underneath of the genital part of her side. There's a clip inside the cervix clipping, and she had a lot of challenge. There was heavy bleeding, and all of that preparation. That's why I said I understand some perspective of the different measures that's come into play.
Okay,
So how would family members or communities help these women navigate? Because look at the struggles. One, they're looking at preventing the preparation to meet. And then there's a safety measure to say this should not come in. And that is also preparing the woman into the menopausal stage. So I want to guide us through the struggle and the care from communities and family.
Okay, ma'am, like I said, when it comes to anything like the female gender, and for a woman that is also married in a community, it depends on what the woman has agreed with the husband.
Okay.
There are different types of family planning you can do. It's when you get to the hospital, they will now give you different options and tell you the pros and cons. So you're not the one to pick on the one you want, because nobody will impose anything on you.
Exactly.
Nobody will tell you, this is how it has to be. No. You are the one that will decide for, and they will do it for you. So, but the point is that if people will know, just like what I was trying to communicate, that being a woman there's nothing to struggle. There's no struggle in this thing. It's a life to live.
sacrifice to
It's not really sacrifice, because there's nothing you're sacrificing. It's a life to enjoy.
Exactly.
And if you see it that way, that is how it will be for you.
Okay.
It's a life to enjoy. There's no struggle in it. Why are you struggling for a beautiful life you have?
Wow.
And you're even looking forward to other people, they die.
Exactly.
Other females, they die, but you are alive. So you are alive for something. It's a privilege. It's something that you have to look up to. Because it's preparing you and taking you to the next stage of your life, where you will now look inward and bring out all the beautiful things in you and use it to serve your world.
All right, ma, what practical step can women take to manage menopause symptoms and maintain their overall well-being during this period?
Okay, I'll just start this way. The education is important, like I said, health education. But it's not something we're going to discuss in this class, because the time is short. You can't get to so that is there. Then you talk about lifestyle. Lifestyle changes, very, very important. Most women, they don't even know that they need to go outside and see the sun. They don't know. The sun is very, very important.
Okay.
When you wake up in the morning and go outside to see the sun, what is actually happening is that your body is increasing the cortisol. It's a stress hormone, but you need it. Not when the stress is chronic.
Any kind of sun or morning sun?
Morning, there are different types. You have the morning, the afternoon, and the evening sun. You need all of them. There are things that they do for you. So when you see the morning sun, the cortisol level goes up. And the essence is to help you with the morning routine, the morning rush. The preparation, the getting ready for work, the thinking, the ideas and all that. That's what the cortisol is doing. And then the sleep hormone, which is the melatonin, we now start going down, just seeing that sun that morning. And what you're also doing is that you are now aligning yourself with your internal clock, what we call the circadian rhythm. There's an internal clock that you have. That's what will now tell you, it's time for you to wake up. And the moment you start aligning it with nature, light and fold, that's the beginning of an amazing health for you.
Okay. Great.
So that's seeing that sun in the morning, what it will do for you is that as the cortisol is going up, you're alert, you're ready. That's why, like a woman, a career woman, you're able to dress the children, prepare food, package them, go to school, go to work, and hi God. Yeah, I said. And again, that sleep hormone is also reducing the melatonin. And again, there's what they call vitamin D. Vitamin D is the only vitamin that also serves as a hormone that your body produces.
Okay.
So just allowing that sun to touch your skin, it will kickstart the production of this vitamin D.
Okay.
Great.
And this vitamin D is involved in more than 300 metabolic activities in the body.
Okay.
These are some of the things, seeing the sun alone, it can change a lot for an individual.
Amazing.
Then another thing is movement, exercise, muscle building. Women think that it's only men that need to build muscle.
But we have a lot of women who understand that now and they embrace the whole muscle building.
But I want to say something.
Okay.
You can't build muscle when you have fats.
Really?
That's what they call insulin resistance.
Okay.
Most people in our society, They are insulin resistant. I will explain that to you.
Okay.
And that's what is driving most of the known chronic health condition in our society today. When you eat food, especially when you eat simple carbohydrates, processed food that you easily, all this processed food, all this sad food.
Okay.
I call them standard American.
So,
I was wondering what's sad food.
Standard American diet.
okay.
Most families in this our country, what they put on their dining table in the morning is what is destroying
Yes, helps.
their children. And they're doing it ignorantly.
Things like what? Can
The
we have
cereals, all those things there.
Cereals.
All those things there.
Golden Morn?
I don't know what I'm trying to say
Right.
is processed food,
Processed food.
processed food, fizzy drinks, all those grains, the white flour, all those things on the table. As they're eating it, they're creating job for the cardiologist, endocrinologist, the nephrologist.
Wow.
That's exactly what they're doing. Even the dentists, you see children, they're wearing braces, a lot of them.
Yes.
To them, it's fashion. But they don't know that they're destroying themselves. So, those food, when you eat them, even all these simple carbs, like all these are processed rice, when you eat it and go to work, by 12 o'clock, your body will be doing like this. Hunger, you will be hungry. Because the minute you eat that food, glucose bomb in your blood.
Yeah.
And when you have glucose in your blood, the normal thing is that the body will alert pancreas to secrete insulin. Insulin is a storage hormone. It's like the usher that ushers the glucose in the blood into the cells where they are needed. So when they take them there, the body will use it at that time. But the ones that the body don't need, they will now store it as glycogen in your liver. But the worst thing that has happened to this society is snacking. When the person is not doing like this, the next thing, they will buy fizzy drink, they will buy snacks, they will eat another poison. But you will not allow your body, you don't want to fast, you won't allow your body to rest and calm down, so that the body will now go and break that glycogen. The glucose is safe for you as glycogen in the liver. So you can release the glucose back to the blood, so that the blood will now take it back and take it to the cells that needed them. You will not have patience, because you are craving, as in, some people are telling people that, you are a junkie, but a lot of people are junkies. They are sugar junkies. They would think that it's fat that is making them fat. It's the glucose, it's the sugar that is making you fat. So I'm trying to talk about the insulin resistance. As the person kept eating, the body, the insulin is pumping the cells, loading the cells, and the cell has a lot of sugar. After a while, the insulin is now bringing, say, no, I'm done. They are full. They can't take in. It's just like you have a 5-seater or maybe a 6-seater capacity lift. If you have 10 people inside that lift, the lift will not move. It will not move.
Yeah.
So what the body wants you to remove those glucose so that the cells will breathe.
Okay.
The cells are not breathing. That's why the person having insulin resistance, and that is one of the major things that causes almost all known chronic health condition.
Okay.
In our society.
Amazing, Doc. We have loved you to talk more, but we'll have to bring you back. But before we let you, Doctor, just quickly run us a global wellness platform. You run a global wellness platform called The Healthy Nation. How does this help women navigate menopause? Because menopause, rather, I beg your pardon, because that's one focus. It's a global community that you handle. So women want to understand the wellness of this. How do you navigate women through menopause?
And how can we be part of it?
Oh, you can be part of it. You can be part of it because it's a free class.
Okay.
Yes, some people that I have the free classes. We write articles, as in health articles, transforming health articles that have been changing people's life.
Wow.
People are getting the knowledge and they're applying. I was sitting in my office one day.
Okay.
A 70-year-old retiree, he entered, a man. He retired from one of the oil companies.
Industry.
She said, "Doctor, just listening to you, I reversed my diabetes.
Wow.
I came to pay you."
Wow.
Wow.
Yes, I went and I brought my POS. The man paid me.
Wow.
This man he retired as a chemist. So it's not that he's a novice. He understands everything. But just that knowledge, because that's what people need. So we have this healthy nation. We have a lot of people, even outside the country, they're there. They read our articles, they apply. But if you want to have a personalized health program with me, hey, that's the one, because my time, I have to like teach you. So we'll teach
And
people how
guide
to
you.
live in health and wellness. We
Okay.
guide them on lifestyle. We guide them on what to do. We teach them how to breathe. A lot of people don't know how to breathe. They breathe through their mouth.
Wow.
But mouth is there's no way mouth is part of the respiratory.
Yeah.
It's in the nose. By the time you start breathing and right, find out that the snoring and all these issues, the sleep apneas and oh Lord, so quite
It's a major
number.
challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's an amazing
Let me
conversation.
ask one- well, let me ask one question now.
Okay.
During the days of our mothers, they began to see they saw their menstruation started at a later age than what it is right now. Nowadays, you see girls of even 8 years starting menstruation.
It's starting, I'm still telling you, that insulin resistance.
Mm.
That's why even these days, infertility cases on the increase.
On the increase.
Fibroid is on the increase. And the thing is that even if you go and yank the fibroid, after 1 year or 2 years, it starts growing again.
Growing again.
Meaning that the fibroid is not the problem. There's something that is making the fibroid to grow. So that's why the healthy nation is very important, because it's like a personalized health program.
That deals
What is costing this one for this person is not the same. It's not a one size fits all kind of a thing. So you design protocols based on the individual. That's what we do, and it has been life transforming.
So are we saying starting your menstruation at an early age is not healthy?
No, not necessarily. I
think
wouldn't
so.
say. I will not categorically say that.
Okay.
It depends on the individual, like I said.
So they're
I
natural.
don't just say this is because God is so personal and God is so unique. So he is God, but the way he made people individually. So you can't just say that this is what applies to everyone. No, you have to meet the person, ask questions, find out the root cause, find out, and then walk it through with that individual so that you can actually help them.
So
But I
I
know-
is it okay to say the earlier you start your menses, the earlier your menopause?
Yes, it can happen for
It happens in
some
some cases.
individual. Yes, it can happen some individual. Like all these female problem, the polycystic ovary disease is also on the increase. The ovarian cysts, all those things, the fatty liver, quite a number. Still boils down to insulin resistance. If our people will understand that you mustn't eat because it's time to eat. They say breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Who said breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
must be standard.
No, it's only when you're hungry that you should eat. They will say, have you taken dinner? Must I take dinner? But I'm not hungry. But just because it's there, you must take lunch. You have to go out for lunch. But you're not hungry. Why are you going for lunch when you're not hungry? When people learn how to fast, fasting is a game changer.
It is actually.
Is it both for women?
Hey,
For all?
they
Because
need to build their muscles so that it's the muscle that's going to help them. That's what will keep them when they are old. Because I talk about osteoporosis. We talk about osteoporosis, what the estrogen does. You know, it helps in the bone remodeling.
Okay.
And when the estrogen is now going down, the person will start having the density of the bone will now reduce. That's why they have little. The person is falling. The person is having fracture and all that and all that. Oh God.
Okay.
Women that remove their womb. I have it also.
So I think we still has a lot.
It's a medical menopause.
It is
Women
actually.
that remove their womb because of the fact they don't want to get pregnant again. Does it affect?
It's also it's a medical menopause, because if you remove your womb and there's nothing is coming out and all that,
another
there'll be a
phase
lot
of
of
it
another phase
to
of
deal
yeah.
with.
So you're already subjecting yourself to menopause. by
Yeah, the
doing that.
person at times now that's the medical menopause. Maybe because of drug or maybe because of something, because of surgery, the person can just is a medical menopause. But we also the natural one is what we are talking. Yes.
Amazing. It's most importantly, women deserve to be heard and supported and also empowered at every stage of their life. We hope that this conversation has helped break the silence around menopause and encourage women to seek knowledge, support, and care. Thank you so much, our guest, Dr. Albert Amara. Thank you for also watching. But quickly, I also want to say thank you for also equipping women to understand healthy lifestyle of getting your mind ready from the age of 30.
Exactly.
Because I think most women tend to miss it.
Yeah.
From
Yes.
30, you need to know. When most women see a more mature lady who's above 30, who's in her 40s, who's in her 50s, and they see you look younger. Someone asked me, how old are you? And I mentioned my age. Person said, you don't look it at all. I said, because I chose my lifestyle.
Oh, that's amazing.
I don't do
love
soda.
that.
I do lots of. I don't do
love that.
cold water. I do
love
warm room temperature. I do a lot of vegetables and stay hydrated.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I think lifestyle is something we need to keep going going. So don't forget, on Women's World, we always give you the healthy lifestyle and every other thing you need to stay with us.
All right, until next time, stay informed, stay healthy, and remember, your well-being matters a lot.
Of course, it's been an interesting episode, and I mean, you cannot afford to miss another episode of Women's World. So keep tuning in when we're here.
All right, from me, I am Kike Lomo Okeri.
And I am Aniti Patrick.
And I am Priscilla Obasi, wishing you a beautiful and amazing weekend, day, whichever time you get to see this. Bye.
Bye.
Bye from all of us.